What's going on, Geeks and Gamers? This is Ryan with Outpost and geeksandgamers.com, and today we got some estimates, you could say, about Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Now, after the last week, we've heard all this news, right? All this news after the trailer dropped and they opened ticket sales about how it broke records that's set by Avengers Endgame, the highest grossing movie in history. People are like, wow, that's incredible. And then we realized that really that's just for the first hour of time, right? It was a very specific time window in which it broke records. And if you're like me and we're trying to buy tickets for Avengers Endgame when it happened, if you may remember, there was a lot of sites that were crashing. I was trying to get them on Fandango and Fandango was crashing. I couldn't even get tickets. So maybe that could have played a role in it too. You never know. But here's the article from cinemablend.com. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker is tracking for a huge opening, but lowest of new trilogy. So yeah, it's almost like maybe there might have been a second movie that really turned people off. For me, it was the first one, but everyone's different. How much money will Rise of Skywalker make in its opening weekend? One early box office forecast in it, it's huge, but huge is relative. It has the potential to have a lower opening weekend box office than Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. But considering, like we talked about, Episode 9 pre-sales just broke some records, it may be worth raising an eyebrow at. Here is what Box Office Pro has estimated. Now, this is 2 months out. We saw with Joker that these estimates are often, sometimes wrong, right? So you got to take it with a grain of salt. But this is what they're saying. This is huge margins, by the way. Opening weekend range, 185 to 225 mil. So, Last Jedi was 220 opening weekend. 220. So if they're all the way down to 200 million, that is a significant drop-off from The Last Jedi. Domestic range 550 to 750 total. So that is, that's a big margin right there. So you never know. Like they said, sometimes Box Office Pro is close, sometimes not. Episode 9 opening weekend is a range that would be dropped from Force Awakens, which set a record with 250, soon to be surpassed by Avengers Endgame. And Last Jedi had, like I said, 220 in 2017. The site's currently going to 200 million. But this guy is leaving the door open. And he says, I do think Rise of Skywalker is going to pass Last Jedi at box office and will start with this opening weekend. I'll be honest. My prediction has always been I think it's going to make over $1 billion. I would love to see it not if it's a bad movie. To me, there's nothing that this movie can do to fix the sequel trilogy. It's broken. It is absolutely broken. I don't care about these characters. There are some people that love them. And, kudos to you if you love the sequel trilogy. It's not for me. There's nothing in my mind they can do to fix it. So I think that opening weekend is so important for Rise of Skywalker long term. Because once people get in there, they're holding so much back in the trailer. They really want some wow moments, some gotcha moments. That's why we didn't see a lot revealed in the trailer. Because if they did and people realized what they were getting, they might not go. That's my opinion. So this is so important. Because I think they're going to have a big drop-off after opening weekend, like we saw with Last Jedi, once people realize that it's not going to fix the sequel trilogy. So, we'll see. Let's continue on here. Yes, there is anger out there after Last Jedi, and some fans are in no rush to watch Rise of Skywalker in theater. 100%. It's also apples to oranges to compare pre-sales for Avengers movies to Star Wars movies, since early ticket rush from hardcore Star Wars fans may not be emblematic of a larger mainstream rush to see the final Star Wars movie opening weekend. Yeah, and you think about it, it was a schedule. They were hyping it on all their networks that the trailer was going to be released halftime of Monday Night Football on ESPN, and then tickets were going to go on sale, right? So everybody knew when it was coming. It was a big event. It was pushed by all of Disney's conglomerates, ABC, ESPN, all of that. So it makes sense that Star Wars Rise of Skywalker did so well on that release. I still think if Force Awakens, this is not my words, sorry. I still think if Force Awakens opened at 250, Last Jedi 220, that Rise of Skywalker will open somewhere between that. As Box Office Pro noted, Star Wars trilogies have established a pattern of the first movie making the most, the second one declining significantly, and the third rebounding for second best performance. That may well happen again. Well, this is the third trilogy we've had over 40 years. I feel like it may be a little tough to establish like a hard line pattern with that, but that's just me. And here are just the overall numbers for Force Awakens and Last Jedi. You see over $2 billion for Force Awakens. The hypnosis was real. And then The Last Jedi, people came crashing back to reality when Rian Johnson just threw up that absolute turd at $1.3 billion. Then he goes down and says, if J.J. Abrams hits Rise of Skywalker out of the park, any word of mouth fandom is extremely positive, like it's been for most of the trailer footage. Well, you know, we may run in different circles. I didn't hear too much positivity. There were a lot of people freaking out because, like we said, hypnosis is a real thing. Some people just love more Star Wars. And if that's you, then go for it. If Star Wars makes you happy, even the sequel trilogy, then that's awesome for you. And I wish I could have your enthusiasm, but it's not for me. The movie is meant to end with a mind-blowing final shot for the franchise. Yes, a final shot to the head of George Lucas's Star Wars. I agree. I'm excited to see it. People want to avoid spoilers. That means seeing it themselves first. Reviews from critics may not sell the movie either way, but if fellow fans love it, the word spreads. I can see Rise of Skywalker potentially joining the Force Awakens in the 2 billion club. I would be shocked. I would be blown away by that. $2 billion. There's no way. It is, I think it's going to make $1 billion. I think it's going to settle between 1.1 1.2. That's my personal prediction. Let's see. Oh, they have a poll here. I'm going to say it's going to make less than The Last Jedi. Vote. So, all right, there you go. So, not many people think it's going to make more. Most people think it's going to fall in between somewhere. And time will tell, time will tell. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Last Jedi is going to do gangbusters? Or, sorry, do you think Rise of Skywalker is going to do gangbusters like Force Awakens? Or do you think that The Last Jedi is still leaving a sour taste in people's mouths and this sequel trilogy will not be what anybody wants it to be? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, ring the bell for notifications, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.